Hi, everyone. My name is Coach Nancy Brennick-Hardy. I am the creator of Independence for Life. I am also a fitness instructor, which is my favorite job, and a health coach. So I wanted to maybe inspire people so I can let you in on my story of what I did and how I got here, how I landed here to my favorite place on the planet, my little home studio. Exercise is my way of life. It's my number one. Uh, Obviously, my family comes first, but second is exercise. So, back in 2008, I saw a photograph of myself at an event I went to, and I was like, is that me? Like, what happened? Like, what? And prior to me seeing that photograph, 10 years prior to that photograph, I did yo-yo with my weight. I've always struggled with it, up and down, up and down. I tried all the fad diets, and when I left the fad diet, the weight came back, but that's normal. But I didn't know that at the time. So I was very much interested in, keep trying to lose weight, keep trying, keep trying. And that's what I do. I don't give up. I keep trying. Fail 1,000 times, so what? Successful eventually, okay, great. If it never comes, whatever, I'm just going to keep trying. So I yo-yo with my weight. 2008 comes, I see the photo of myself, I don't recognize myself. I was like, that doesn't make me happy. I didn't like the way I looked. I also didn't like how I felt, and I was tired a lot. My stomach was always funny. I didn't realize what I was doing to myself. So somebody I knew was attending jazzercise classes. I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to give that a whirl. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to try that exercise. And the last time I exercised before that time was like 20 years ago, and it was just for a little blurb. But I was serious about jazzercise. So I attended jazzercise, let's say for a year at the beginning, right? I would go 5 days a week religiously, 12 months out of the year. I never missed a beat. I never missed a class. I was serious. And when I was working out, I was working as hard as I could. And let me tell you, at the beginning, it was very difficult for me, but I didn't give up. And I kept pushing myself. I kept trying harder. And when I was attending the class, I would look around the room and see someone who worked hard, and I would try to match her. I would say, okay, she is my goal. I'm going to try to be like her because I want to work hard. And even when we would do floor work, I was hard to move, but I didn't give up, and I just kept going. I kept trying, and the struggle is part of the process. I'm like, I'm going to keep doing this. So a year goes by, and I don't see any results on the scale. Okay, which now I don't own a scale because it doesn't rule my life, but that's a whole nother story. But at the time, I was using that as a gauge, okay, for my weight loss because I had to lose weight. But a whole year goes by, I'm working hard, working hard, working hard, not missing. I'm like, why am I killing myself? Because I was killing myself in my exercise. I'm like, I'm going to go as hard as I can. That's my personality. But I didn't see any changes, right, in my weight. I'm like, what the heck? But I also didn't change anything about my eating habits because I didn't know. I thought, oh, magically, just exercise is going to help. So, side note, exercise, the benefits of exercise alone are worth it. So, if you're just going to do that and continue with your eating habits, I do understand that. So, exercise by itself does have benefits that are really spectacular. So, keep doing that, right? All right, coming back over here. So, I went to this trainer and I said, I'm trying to lose weight. And she owned the jazzercise. It was her joint. So I'm like, help me lose some weight here. So she showed me how to eat by way of a lifestyle change. And let me tell you, that was 2009, right? To this day, I eat the same way. Okay. Same way. I have not put on weight since I went on this lifestyle change with her. And I still continue to exercise like a maniac. So food and movement go together to make magic. That's what happened to me. That's what I promote to you and to everybody as a fitness instructor, as a health coach, as the creator of Independence for Life. Listen to my podcasts. Okay. watch my exercise videos here on YouTube. So the lifestyle change with my food. Let me tell you about that. Okay. So at the beginning, she gives me a list of food to eat and when to eat and things like that. She's like, you got to journal. You got to write it all down. That was the magical part, was the writing it down, because I knew someone was going to be looking at that and I didn't want to be embarrassed, right? And say, I'm not going to make these changes. So I made sure I did what she said. And I still have those notes to this day in a folder because it meant the world to me. So I wrote down my food, and every week I would go to her, started losing weight, right? Because she showed me how to change my ways. But at the beginning of this, what I did, you're going to find this funny. I find it funny. I got a notebook and I said, I'm going to go back to eating all the Oreos, all the Doritos, all the Reese's. I'm mad about this. I'm going to go back eating all that crap. I made a big list of all the junk food I used to eat and I was going to eat again. Guess what? No, that all went away. Magically, that list, kicked that baby right out the door. So now, yes, I do have sweets, but primarily it's stuff that I make myself. Okay, so I could show you that too. I'm just trying to be inspirational to you if this is something that you want to do, because if I can do it, and believe me, I was bad, anybody can change. Okay, I mean, I was so bad to myself with my food and my lack of movement, but look at me now, right? I am like the exercise queen. It's my favorite thing on the planet. So anyway, I lost 25 pounds with her as she watched me go through those 6 months. And then I lost the other 25. That's right. 50 pounds. That's right. So she showed me how to do it so well. And I caught on and I stuck with it so well that I lost the other 25 by myself. So I lost 50 pounds and I still eat the same way, right? Yes. Eating healthy, being mindful of what you're putting in your mouth, getting movement, having those two combined together. So once I lost the weight, remember I was an attendee of Jazzercise. I was attending classes still all the time. I don't miss exercise ever, right? I'm still going, I'm still attending classes. One day I said, I want to be the instructor. I looked at that instructor. I said, I want to do that. I want to inspire people. I want to teach exercise classes. That was the best decision I ever made. So I went through Jazzercise training. That was a lot, but they showed me and they taught me so much. I'll never forget. They made me a really great instructor by giving me the education and the tools that I need to show you how to do it safely. So Jazzercise will forever have a place in my heart. Okay. So I became an instructor, right? My favorite job. So I did that for 5 years. I never missed a class. Even when I wasn't teaching classes, I would go attend classes. I exercise probably 5 to 6 times a week. You don't have to do that much, right? But this is truly my calling, is right here. Yeah. So that's why I do it so much, because it's my favorite. I've said that like 3 times already, right? So anyway, so I did that for about 5 years, and someone comes up to me and says, you should be a pound instructor. And I was like, I never heard of pound before. So 11 years later, I'm still teaching pound, plus all the other classes that I teach, create here myself. And I have gone to school for all the other exercise programs that I create or that I teach. So I am educated that way. I became a health coach. I went to school for that too. That was a really great time. I enjoyed that school. So between my own personal experience, the schooling I have to teach exercise classes and to be a health coach, and to all the people that I have helped and inspired over the years, it's been a really great 18 years here in the fitness industry, and it's the best ever. I am not any type of a boot camp kind of instructor. I am realistic. I try to give you everything that I can every week. Back that up. Mondays and Tuesdays, I am on Zoom teaching pound. Let me show you. So it is poundfit.com, and we have drumsticks. So that's an excellent cardio class. So I do that on Zoom. Okay. Then Wednesdays, I'm here in my studio. I do everything here. I should say that. So Wednesdays, that's when I teach and record my classes for here on YouTube. So if you go under my live tab, you'll see all of my recordings of my exercise classes. You'll see my podcast as well. Just trying to inspire you, trying to give you ammunition for if you're looking for better, right? You may already be there. So I think that's fantastic. But I am always looking for ways to improve myself. And I'm trying to look for information for you, if you're looking for it, to try to improve yourself. But let's remember the two, right? Food and movement. They work best together. Okay. So that's my story. I was really bad. I changed my ways. I couldn't believe it. I finally found somebody who helped me change my ways, and I have not looked back since 2008. That's a long time. So if I can rehab, maybe you can prehab, right? Get ahead of it. Right. So you can leave me a message here in the comments if you're looking for more information, more detailed information of what I've done. So be inspired. Yes, you can. If there's something you want to do, you can do it. If there's a will, there's a way. And Coach Nancy B signing out.